Alright, so now we're going to learn what are variables and how to use them. So variables are basically a temporary storage. Basically, you can store anything like numbers and strings into it. You can also store a collection of numbers and a collection of strings. And what string means, it means a collection of characters. So basically a paragraph can be a string. So let me get started with how these variables work in PHP. Again, you need to place your PHP tags. Simple. Inside these PHP tags, you need to type in the dollar symbol. Dollar symbol specifies that this is a variable. Okay, you can give a name to the variable. You have to give a name. That is not optional, it's a mandatory thing. So name of the variable. Okay, this is a very long name. You should not give it as long as this if you don't want to. But as you can plainly see, I haven't placed any spaces between this. The reason behind that is you cannot have spaces in between variable naming because it will not understand it. Because that's the rule of every single programming language, that you cannot have spaces between variable names. It's going to assume that of is something else, the is something else, and variable is something else. Okay, so make sure if you want to have spaces, or you want to see some difference between, have some spacing between the characters, make sure you place an underscore, which is completely valid, but otherwise do not give spaces. Then put an equal to sign and assign this variable of ours with anything. It can be a number 3, right? Put a semicolon to state that this is the end of it. You can also place a string, as I said. That means a collection of character or a paragraph. So this is a string. So before we do anything else, I'm just going to print this thing out. Name of the variable, semicolon, save, and refresh. This is a string, what it prints. Okay, in the same location as it was before. Okay, so it works perfectly fine. But you might say, what is the difference between me typing it right directly over here and right over there? Okay, so what's the difference? Well, the difference is nothing. There's no difference between doing this and that, but what is happening over here is that this is being stored throughout the entire page. So I can use this, change this anytime I want. So if I have over here name of the variable, I print it over here, right? Correct. So this is a string will be printed on the screen. But what if throughout the program I want to change this thing? So I type in name of the variable is equals to, it's not a string anymore, something that I randomly decide to put. So if I refresh this, this is not a string anymore. So that's what I'm trying to say. You can't change this. This is a variable. Variable means you can change it absolutely any given time. You can also store numbers, as I said. You can store absolutely anything. You can perform operations on it. So if I type in 1 2 3, it's going to print 1 2 3. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So that's variables in any programming language basically. But in PHP, you specify a $sign in the front. You do not give any spaces between it. You put the assignment operator, and if you don't want to assign it anything, you can even remove that and assign it later on. Okay, so you can assign this thing anytime you want in the entire program. So see you in the next tutorial.